Welcome back to our episode. Ryan here with Chaos MMA. And today we have on Amber Kitchen, who fights in one championship. Amber, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Yeah, I saw you took a trip to the Philippines. So how was that whole trip and everything else?
Yeah, it was amazing. We spent a week out there for my one championship fight, and it was one of my best trips I've had. I love it out in the Philippines.
Yeah, and did you kind of take the trip because you like you said it was after your fight, kind of just take a break, reflect on a few things like that kind of the trip?
No, we actually left the same day of my fight. So after
Okay.
my fight, we went back to the hotel and went. But I tried to make most of all my trips. So
Yeah.
we went out on the lead up of my fight, in between the scheduled interviews and photo shoots. We still found time to look around.
Yeah, I mean, Philippines, it's so nice down there. I'm sure you had a fun time down there after the fight and everything. And speaking of the fight, it didn't go your way, but it was a very entertaining fight. We saw a lot of improvements from your game. So, like, what were your whole thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, it was really good to see Jackie in the ring again. I think I'm really positive about the fight. Obviously, there's a few things I need to work on, but I feel like it was close. It's closer than what the commentators think. Jackie's a big favourite at the moment. But otherwise, I think we was both scoring well. I was pushing forward and I was hitting clean kicks. I need to work on my boxing more. But other than that, I'm quite proud of him for how much I've improved since my fight with Deandra. And yeah, I've had really good feedback.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw the improvements. And you said the commentary is like, is that something you kind of want to put to the side, like when you rewatch it? Because, the commentary can sway someone's mind, like to think, oh, this fighter's up big. Like, is that kind of what you do, or you have like the commentary on too?
Yeah, so the first time I watched it, I tried to watch it straight after and I couldn't
Yeah.
find it, so I watched it without the commentary. I only watched it with commentary yesterday actually,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, it does sway a lot to her, and especially on the last round, they said I had an 8 count, but I had no idea in the ring I had an 8 count. I didn't know it was a 10-8 round, which is a bit of a shame because I would have took more risks and yeah, I feel always thought you have to do the count, but anyway, it was otherwise I know it's the Philippines, it was a home crowd for Jackie, so it was still nice to hear how hyped the crowd was for the fight. I feel like it's entertaining, win or lose. It was going
Yeah.
back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean the crowd, it's one of the best things in sport. They get you really hyped up, I'm sure, just the screaming and everything else. And you said this was your first full camp under Bad Company Muay Thai. So with this fight, did you get to use like a lot that you learned from this camp? Because I know you were only there for 6 weeks so far in that training. So did you get
Yeah.
to use a lot from that camp, or was it kind of still just working on some things?
Yeah, I mean, I've been at Touch Gloves gym since I was 3, so
Yeah.
it was kind of like because it was only such a short camp, 6 week camp, I feel like a lot of what I'm used to and my old habits and my normal style has still come out in that fight with more so being a kicker. But with Bad Company, I was working a lot on cutting the ring, working forward. I would have used more combinations that we've been practicing in the fight, but that just didn't come naturally to me. So it's just something to work on. If you're changing gyms, it takes longer than 6 weeks to sink in. So I feel like all my work from Touch Gloves Gym has still helped me, and everything from Bad Company's just added extras. So it's really ideal. It's a perfect start.
Yeah, I mean, perfect start. 6 weeks in this camp, and we already like saw like the improvements. We saw like your movement, everything was like on point, kind of. So speaking of this, how much better do you think it can get? Because that was only 6 weeks. Like imagine like even a longer camper when you're even at this gym for like years to come down the line. How much better do you think you can get as a fighter?
Yeah, this is just for start. I mean, I'm learning something new all the time. And like I said, it's only my second fight on one championship with the small gloves. And I've jumped up to one of the top girls already. So I feel confident. I feel like I know what I can work on in the gym to make me a better fighter already. So next time is yeah, I'm excited to show you all another big improvement. I want to just amaze the world now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll be tuned in. The world's gonna be tuned in to see that. And if you
Yeah.
say you could take like one thing away from that fight, like one thing you want to focus on, one thing you learned, like what would that be? You feel like?
Not to. I feel like from this fight is just keep pushing forward, and it doesn't hurt as much as everything seems worse when you're in the ring, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, on this fight, I hardly got caught. I wasn't injured or nothing, and I actually, once it all was done, I really enjoyed it, and I haven't had that enjoyment in a fight for a long time. And I think it's just because I thought, just what is the worst that can happen? I'm on an amazing stage with the best opponent. Just go out there and see what you could do, and that took the pressure off completely. And I feel like I had a clearer head going into this fight because of it.
Yeah, you speaking of that, you feel like this was like one of the most fun you had in a fight, because of all this?
Yeah, definitely. And it's only getting easier for me now. I've had so many layoffs because of COVID and cancellations on fights. So now I'm so pleased they got me in so quick. And I feel like the next one I come in, it'll be an even easier experience for me. I'm hoping to get on early next year. I'm really hoping. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm making my big move to Leeds end of January. So that's when I will be starting training again anyway.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you that. Speaking of training, so are you taking kind of like a little break from training, and then you're gonna get back there end of January and work on the things you want to work on?
At the moment, I've had a week off,
Okay.
and I was meant to get back on it this week, but down in Cornwall at Touch Clubs, it's been so cold here. All the
Yeah.
pipes are flooded, so we've had to close the gym this week. So hopefully next week I can get back on it. It's hard done here because I have to teach and train at the same time, but I definitely want to keep it up. I've got my base fitness still for my fight, so I just want to keep ticking over. And training starts hard end of January when I've moved up to Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how you want to get back in there right away, improve on some things. You're
Yeah.
teaching. I remember you saying you were teaching. That's pretty cool too. And speaking of getting back in there, like a time, well, you said kind of 2023. Have there been any discussions with one about that, or is it just that's kind of what you want right now?
That's what I want right now. We haven't said anything official, but they just said they was really impressed with the performance and they will get me on again as soon as possible. I know they're so packed at the moment and busy with different shows, so I'm hoping they've kept me in mind and they know I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're probably gonna call you soon after that fight. It was a great fight to watch. Last couple of things
Thank
here. Thanks again. So I wanted to ask you this: for your whole career, is it Muay Thai kind of thing you want to do the most? Would like I know some Muay Thai fighters they do make the transition to MMA. Is that something you're interested in, or you kind of strictly want to do Muay Thai?
I would love to learn it. I mean, I'd done a few classes before, but in Cornwall, I traveled like an hour to the jiu-jitsu class
Yeah.
and spent an hour there and an hour back. And in between trying to train for a fight and teach at the same time, it wasn't so possible for me. But it's something I've always wanted to learn, and a new sport is just, it takes your mind off from Muay Thai then, but it's still doing something what will benefit it as well. So I'm definitely looking into learning it. I think it's amazing what they do because it's so different stance and so many different things you got to think about. So yeah, I'd be interested in it, but I feel like at my level at the moment in Thai boxing, I wouldn't pursue it as a career.
Yeah. I mean, Muay Thai, MMA, whatever. They're both great to watch. They're both fun sports in the game. It's amazing to watch. And last thing here, thanks again for your time. A little segment I do at the end when I have fighters on for the first time to get the viewers to get to know you better. I just ask you a question, and first thing that comes to your mind, you say it. Are you ready?
Okay, yep.
Sounds good. So first one, favorite food.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. Okay, that's a good one. Good one. Favorite Muay Thai fight.
Just any in the world.
Yeah, any in the world. Anyone you've ever seen. Anyone.
I would say Liam Harrison's with the 5 knockdowns on one championship.
Oh wow. Oh, it was five.
So he got knocked down twice. Got knocked down twice,
Yeah.
and then Liam came back and done 3 knockdowns, and it ended the fight.
Wow.
So
That's
that
when
really,
yeah. That's one I want to check out. Then that seems like a really
yeah.
good fight. But last two ones here. MMA GOAT or Muay Thai GOAT? Like who would you ever say it's like the greatest to ever do this?
I actually watched Dimitri Johnson fight. I was on the same card as him, and I would say, yeah, he would be my top pick.
Yeah, how cool is it seeing Demetri Johnson like in person like that? Because he is one of the best to ever do this. Like, how cool is it to see him fight in person like that?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, even just to be in the same kind of event as him, you just watch him walking around like so chilled, and
I know.
I was like, God, like starstruck. But yeah, it's just like an amazing point in my career to be on the same show as him and to watch him fight live. It was unreal.
Yeah, I'm sure that was amazing. Great guy, Demetrius. And last one here, where does Amber see herself in a year from now?
1 year, I want the one championship belt. I want the title. I want to start getting my winning streak. And yeah, I'm sure in a year's time, I'm going to be a completely different person than I am now. I've got a lot of big changes and positive changes happening. So yeah, hopefully we could tune back in a year and chat about it and see if I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the
Yeah.
camp's going well. It seems like you're improving a lot. So in a year from now, it's only going to get better, I'm sure. And for you, thanks again for your time. I really do appreciate it. If you want to thank any sponsors, shout out any social media, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Fight Supplies, my sponsor, Bones for Label, Bad Company, Touch Gloves Gym, and Super Pro Samui. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks again. We'll catch up soon when you have a fight. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye bye.